αν μπορούμε να κάνουμε και σε άλλη γλώσσα κάποιες ερωτήσεις, για να δώσουμε τη δυνατότητα να λύσουν εκεί οι συνάδελφοι. Μπορείτε, αν μπορέσετε. Ναι. Εγώ θα προτιμούσα όλες οι επόμενες να γίνουν σε άλλη γλώσσα, γιατί εγώ αρκετά ομίλησα.
Θα πω στα αγγλικά, θα στα αγγλικά. This time, is there any guarantee that Israel will not attack? Are you sure about that? Did you, what do you call it, care about the situation and the way that you are going to arrive at the Gaza? Έχετε σκεφτεί τον τρόπο, υπάρχει ενδεχόμενο στο Ισραήλ να χτυπήσει, ή αν ναι, έχετε σκεφτεί κάτι για να αντιμετωπίσετε?
You know, I think we shall not speculate what Israel will do. They will do what they will do, but we will do what we have to do. And what we have to do is to insist the international law is applicable to everybody. If it is not applicable to everybody, it is not international law. Human rights you cannot divide, it's undivided. Either it's applied to all humans or they are not applied to humans. This is what we assess. If they try to attack us, to aggress us, we will find a way to meet it in one way or another. We have to resist it in a way. We are not aggressive like that. We are doing humanitarian mission. We will try to resist in a human way, but we are not going to be victims. We are not going to let them victimize and not intimidate us. We will continue. And if they will attack, they will attack. And if they will kill, the blood is on their hands. We need to come to Gaza. We need the people of Gaza to know that we know their situation and we will not stand still. During history, I am born in Israel, I'm Jewish. During history, people have stand still when they murder us. We will not do it again. It should not come again. And because of this, we will continue. We don't want to speculate what they will do.
Are you ready?
Do you plan on leaving from Greece? Do you plan on leaving from Greece, port in Greece? Because I guess Cyprus won't allow ships to travel to Gaza. And if so, have you heard anything from the Greek government if they will let you leave from here?
You know, a real magician don't show his tricks before he makes them. So
the meeting point will be in the international laws. This is the information we can give. From which votes we think that all the countries will face the same problem. They will be, all the countries, obliged to agree with legal departure of boats holding national flags from their boats. If there will be some obstacles, we will try to defend them.
I'd like to ask Mr. Hussein, if it's possible, how you evaluate the impact of Madrid Marmara. What's the new environment now after what happened? And also for your organization inside Turkish society.
It's a very long answer. All we have seen what was happened after the Flotilla and after Marmara. Easily we can say that everything is evaluated before Flotilla and after Flotilla. It was a breakdown of the history. It is clear and all have accepted. Israelis and all international peoples are accepting that it's a turn point of the history. If we are looking from the Turkish side, yes, there is a very good acceptance of the Palestinian issue in Turkey, much more better than before. Not only from one side, all Turkish society have given much more support for Palestinian issue. If we are looking for the side of the Palestinians, especially in Gaza, they are much more better positioned before the Flotilla. Not as we want, because if there is a siege, we are not accepting, but the daily life of the Gazan people is much more easier than before. And there is another border from the Egyptian side. Egypt have opened the Rafah border just after the 2 days of the incident. Still it is open. Not as we request, not as we want, I'm repeating, but at least it is much more better than before. If we are looking for international community, now we easily see that Israel don't much powerful than before. Now many Europeans and many Eastern countries can say something against the violation of the Israel very openly. Even inside the Europe, many politicians say some things easily about the violations of Israelis. It is very important, and it will continue. It will continue up to Israel and their main supporters accept the result of these UN Flotilla report. They need to do something, and they will see, and they must accept the result of whatever they have done for Flotilla. Thank you.
It was a collaboration, a practical one. I was in the Mori Marmara. It's like we were 3 Spanish people in that ship. When we went back to Spain from Turkey, we could evaluate very fast which was the impact of the action, not only of the flotilla, but the reaction of Israel against us, of that brutality. We received more than 10,000 emails in our organization from normal people, common people. It's not just people that they are organized in different associations or NGOs or whatever, but normal people that identify with us. They are subscribing now our initiative, and just in 1 month time that we are working in Spain, we got implication of 85 different organizations between political parties, NGOs, music bands, very famous in Spain. They are able to play concerts, to collect money, to make possible our future reality. So this is a very practical example of how was the impact. Millions of people all over the world wake up about what is going on in Palestine, and we are only just normal people, common people in our own countries, and all those people are able, or part of them, to join us into the ships, and we don't know how many ships we want to need, to fill up with all those people.
Επόμενη ερώτηση. Θα έχει πολύ ώρα από πίσω κάποιος και τους έχω λίγο αφήσει.
Ποιες ενέργειες θα προβείτε το επόμενο διάστημα έτσι ώστε να πιέσει την ελληνική κυβέρνηση να ασκήσει τις υποχρεώσεις τα δικαιώματά της στο Διεθνές Ποινικό Δικαστήριο ασκώντας δίωξη στο Ισραήλ.
Είναι η αλήθεια ότι για την ώρα ασκούμε μια γενική πίεση και έχουμε κάνει περισσότερα διαβήματα. Ήδη εδώ έχει ανακοινωθεί ότι μετά την απόφαση του οργάνου, δηλαδή αυτή την απόφαση που πήραν οι δικαστές της Επιτροπής Ανθρωπίνων Δικαιωμάτων στα Ηνωμένα Έθνη, η Ελλάδα μπορεί να κινηθεί και ως χώρα. Το πόσο μπορούμε να έχουμε μια διακριτή πίεση πάνω σε αυτό, δεν μπορούμε να το αποσυνδέσουμε από το πώς θα προχωρήσουμε αυτή μας την καμπάνια. Δηλαδή η καμπάνια έχει μια δυναμική μεγαλύτερη από ότι να κάνεις κάποια διαβήματα ή να ψάξεις να βρεις έναν άλλο τρόπο να πιέσεις την ελληνική κυβέρνηση. Η ελληνική κυβέρνηση αυτή τη στιγμή έχει μετατοπίσει τα ενδιαφέροντά της, ασκεί μια διαφορετική εξωτερική πολιτική, ριζικά διαφορετική, η στροφή δεν είναι καινούργια. Και μόνο όταν βρεθεί κάτω από την πίεση νέων εγχειρημάτων, εκεί θα βρεθεί στην υποχρέωση να πάρει τη μια ή την άλλη απόφαση. Μέσα στα αιτήματά μας, μέσα σε αυτή την καμπάνια εγγράφονται και τέτοιου είδους αιτήματα. Αλλά κάποια συγκεκριμένη ενέργεια δεν έχει αποφασιστεί αυτή τη στιγμή.
French delegation. So how do you intend to support this time, this mission? It wasn't very clear to me if you're going to join physically or if it's going to be...
A little louder, please.
Sorry, it's not...
What the French plan to do? Well, we have started working on the friendship to Gaza. And I mentioned this coalition, about 100 various groups taking part in it. And the very clear intention is to have a ship and to sail to Gaza from France, from international waters, wherever, but we will sail to Gaza. And I will join with what Huwaida said, as long as the siege goes on, as long as the Palestinians' rights are violated, we will fight for them, because international law is the tool for us to achieve these rights. And it's not just for the Palestinians. I mean, as citizens of the world, if we don't do anything in such a case, I mean, we're failing ourselves. And I would also like to answer the question that was asked Hussein about the repercussions in Turkey. I can say that in France the repercussions were really big too, because on top of the massacre in Gaza the winter before, if I may say so, this violence of the colonial power in Israel really shocked our public opinion. Our public opinion is very supportive of human rights and the rights of the Palestinians. Our government isn't, as you may know. And even they had to issue a few declarations in support of international law and against the violence of the Israeli attack. So for us it was a major incentive, because public opinion was reacting so strongly to the horror of what happened, that we decided we had to be part of the next flotilla, and not just as you know, part of the whole thing, but there would be a friendship to Gaza.
Να σας ευχαριστήσουμε και σύντομα θα ξανασυναντηθούμε με πιο συγκεκριμένες ανακοινώσεις για τα μέλλον.